Okay, this is for your request from Not Emily for you. And we're going to take a look first about your particular headspace, not the relationship total, but just yours. Okay, what we're seeing here is the Ace of Wands, this passion, this fiery energy. This is an energy of new starts, of spring, and of growth. The Knight of Wands, wanting to take action. And then you see the Two of Pentacles. So if this is the center point of your headspace, wanting to have things really bloom and go forward, really feeling like there should be action to go forward, yet there's this robbing Peter to pay Paul of the Two of Pentacles energy. Work and play, something's out of balance. So you want to move forward, but something is out of whack. Let's look a little further about your headspace. Two of Swords, Four of Wands. Okay, so in this one, the Two of Swords is basically you're not wanting to make a choice, even though part of you wants action and wants to solve. You're sitting in a spot of indecision. You're trying to be strategic. You're trying to think clearly, but you have this sense that you're juggling, and it's not something that's an easy, oh, set down one of these and you've got it. It's not an easy thing to set down. You've got the Four of Wands. Your heart really wants things to be ideal, happy. You want to see if this is your soulmate, if this is an 11-11 thing. You're exploring this. Part of you really feels that conflict on this one part of you, and the other part wants to see this guy more like a knight in shining armor type of thing. Let's see if there's anything else that your head and heart are telling us. Oh, it looks like the sun is here. That's usually a good time and radiant time. You're putting sunshine on this person. You perhaps are seeing a side to him and have more love and seeing him through a lens that is perhaps a little bit rose-colored. We'll see as we get into the read. It seems like you can see possibilities and others perhaps see just the flaws on this. And then the Empress upside down, this is the mother either over-mothering in the relationship and not receptive enough to her own needs, not taking care of the needs that she has, and actually sometimes being a little bit drained. So that's what we're seeing that's going on with your headspace and the deliberations. Now we're going to take a look a little bit further back and we'll see. We've got your headspace. We're going to next look at what? We're going to look at the relationship right now. And we're just looking for the blend between you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Okay. Here we're seeing you're putting in the work. This is putting in the daily work, doing the daily grind. There is value that comes from doing this work, but the Wheel of Fortune also is turning. The Wheel of Fortune came in like this. If I were to turn it so you could see it, it would be like this. Basically, the cycle of luck is something you've been manufacturing, pushing hard for. It seems like all the good balance in this relationship has been forged and formed by one side of the equation and not the other. Now these, if I were to turn those around so you could see them, this is how they would lay. So I'll give you some cautions because this is a very topsy-turvy type of a read. We're seeing here this Knight. He's coming in. He's not offering enough of what you need to have offered. This is the Knight of Cups, and he really, you can even in this picture, you see him, he's holding this cup. I don't know if you're picking this up, but right here is the cup in his arm, right by the armor, and he's kind of a little bit washed out. But this cup is what he's holding, but he's not being careful about what he's bringing forward. There's like a crab or some kind of sea little creature flying out of the cup. So he wants to offer, but he's not being careful with what's been when given, and he might be more of a dreamer than an actual doer. Next out, you have the Queen of Swords. She's standing there really strong, very clear about her thoughts and intentions. This is somebody that likes to be in control, have the power, thinks objectively, sometimes harsh, sometimes abrasively. And then you have the Five Coins over here. This is the Pentacles, feeling on the outside, out in the cold. It seems like somehow in here there's a lot of work being put in. There's value that you can see put in, but even though you're putting it in and time is passing, maybe you're both offering each other your hearts, but resulting in more pentacles over here. It's not resulting in new offerings over here. If anything, it's a false offering here. Even though perhaps this person wants to, they might not be purposely deceptive with you. They might really think they have the ability to step it up in this relationship, but I don't know if they actually do. This is a Knight of Cups, the emotional false Knight of the Cups with the very pragmatic see the truth Queen. This is the pair. And then you have these pair that are out in the cold. There's a separation. This is a relationship that even if you can see his best and the good of his heart when your other friends or people around you can't see that, this is a relationship that's ultimately not balanced well. That's why there's balance issues here that are in the subconscious. It's why you're trying to get clear in your own mind. You have more capability and more power to wield swords, wield truth, and more maturity in the sense of relationship and emotion than this one does. This one's younger in that. And you're feeling separated. And here you're separated from community, separated from tradition, separated from friends. And even in this one, it's almost as if you're separated from each other in this regard. We're going to look into the Crow Tarot and see what's going on, as well as far as what might be possible outcomes or advice or wisdom to share. Okay, we have a couple of things repeating. Bottom of the deck, this Two of Pentacles. This is subconscious thoughts. This is hidden issues. This is right here. It's not so hidden. This is a repeat of a card, repeat of a coin. It's not the exact image. It is the exact card. Two of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. You're trying to juggle it. It's going to throw you off balance all the time. It's not a stable thing. It doesn't feel stable. You have the Hanged Man. This is indecision. And you have the repeat of the Wheel of Fortune. And if we were to flip it, it would be upside down. So we're going to flip it so you can see them all upright, but I'll give you the cautions as we go. These are all facing upright to me. This Hanged Man, the Hanged Man is a moment of indecision, also reflected here in the Two of Swords, also reflected here again in the Two of Swords. This is not wanting to see the truth for what it is, not wanting to make the choice. And there is a sacrifice that's happening. There's a willing sacrifice and a perspective shift that needs to happen for your own spiritual growth and for the other person, whoever the other person in the relationship is. This sacrifice is being made, and all of this feels heavy on this side. Like if I were to divide you as a coupling and divide it this way, even if I divided it this way, this side would be heavier on your side of the work and putting the investment in and putting the intention, the money, the value of each other's time and for each other. And in this side, you're not getting that. In this side, the message in the middle here, you get all these messages, all these interactions, all this Wands fiery energy coming at you. And it's not coming from you. It feels like it's coming at you. And even though things are growing, there's not quite enough wands and firepower to help keep this. It's grounded. It's not growing fast at all. You have the Four of Swords here. This is surgical precision sometimes. You're like laying down. You have three swords over you. And it's like you have this one true thing that if you hold, you can rise and face the next day and deal with again. But it's off balance. There's time that you need to renew. There's time that you need to really do some, I want to say reclaim, but that's not it. You want to do some restoration to your own soul here. This is spiritual truths hitting you, bammo. You already know this. And right next to it is this Three of Swords. So this is a lot coming at you. You have the Two of Swords twice. You have the Three and the Four of Swords. The Four down here is the Four of Wands. This would be like 11-11 if there was more happiness coming in here. And I don't think it's there. That's the thing. You have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here. Heartache, sorrow, sometimes betrayal. And this doesn't mean, people are so quick to jump to, oh, it's a third party. This kind of betrayal could be just a belief that is incorrect. A belief in error. A belief that maybe this is more than what it actually is. You might be seeing this through rose-colored lenses of what you want love to be, not who the person actually is. And that's really not a fun thing to tell someone, but it does feel like that's correct. Now let's look in your mind again. We're going to look in the Paulina Tarot again and see what we've got at play. Because so far it looks like you're just heavily invested, and It's serving you right now to say in this moment of indecision, because leaving and going on your own and going in your own direction would make you so uncomfortable. It's a scary, scary thing to go out on your own, to leave that relationship, to start again. It's not that it terrifies you, you just hate the idea. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. You don't want to go through it again. You're fucking sick of that nonsense, and you don't want to do it. You'd rather see and hope and pretend that maybe something is better than what it is for you. Okay, so what we have coming in here, we have the Knight of Cups. Again, let me pull this back so you can see. The Knight of Cups is here. This Knight of Cups, this is like the knight that's bringing you something. This is really, you want him to be the Romeo. I really think you would like that. But in the heart of the relationship, he's over here and the Queen's over here. It's not an even match. In your mind, you can see so much good about him, and he's the Romeo. You have the Three of Cups. You see reasons to celebrate. Again, you see community quite strongly. And the Ten of Cups. You think this could be the happy ever after. And then you have the Six of Cups right here on this side, leading me to believe this is a nostalgic, it's a longing of your heart. It's a remembering and a wanting for ideals and for the simpler version of romance, the simpler version of relationships that's not as much hard work, that looks like everything is going to be all right and okay. This person might very well grow and change, but what it feels like is that you've already outgrown and changed, and he's not going to change in a way where he should have to catch up to you. He's not going to mature and catch up to you in this Knight-Queen relationship. He may eventually grow and may eventually learn lessons, but it's like you would never pair a Derby-winning horse, a racehorse of, high pedigree, a racehorse that can run like lightning, run like the wind. You would never pair that horse with like a colt or something that's like a teenage horse that kind of stumbles around and is cute and friendly and all that, but isn't ready to be focused. This is where I think we're seeing here. Gosh, honey, this is not my happiest read for you. I think the relationship serves a purpose. I think you don't want to shift gears, and ultimately it's going to shift. If the universe is trying to give you a lesson, it seems that if we don't take the lesson and figure it out, it keeps coming to us over and over. The world is bigger than what you're seeing. This is looking over the edge of something, looking beyond what your world is, and wanting and longing for something different than what you're standing in and working in. Yeah. I don't know you personally. I don't know the partner in this relationship or your friends. So this is just based on the cards and what my intuition is telling me. I think this relationship will cause you anxiety and stress and grief. And it's not that this person is, he's probably, or she's probably, your person is probably a good person. All of us are mixes of good and bad, and, assets and liabilities in our relationships. But this one, it doesn't feel like this one is going to continue to feed your soul. It feels like this is going to be very draining, exhausting, painful energy, stressful energy, because it's off balance. Between the two of you, that you both know there's this sensation that maybe trapped or settling for a place that you're in, but not as happy as you could be. This outside in the cold feeling is there. I thought the Empress came up somewhere in reverse. There she is. She came up reversed, and I flipped her around, and I felt at that point that maybe she was losing things, and instead of being able to receive, she was losing, and that's an unusual take for the Empress. But usually the Empress is receptive, and life is abundant, and tra la 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 la. And this Empress is in reverse, and she's losing enough of herself that she's not capable to receive a whole lot more. And in fact, if she continues on this way, upended, like the Hanged Man here, upended, if she continues to sacrifice the ability to create, to grow, to shine, to sparkle, all of that, to be in her highest glory, is not going to be there for her. This relationship is a difficult relationship, and the longer you stay, the more difficult it will be. And I would love to so tell you other than this. I would love to tell you I've got this totally wrong. And I am a tarot reader. I see what I see in the cards, and I tell you it without sugarcoating or try and make it be soothing to your soul, because I figure the truth is more important. This is what I'm reading as truthfully as I can for your behalf. I think this person is not an even match for you. I feel like you're getting drained, depleted in a emotional and spiritual way. It's causing you stress and anxiety. And this is not casting blame or fault or aspersions on any person in this relationship. It's just your heart wants what's more ideal for you because you want an even match. This isn't a queen and a king coming up here. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing a knight. We're seeing a minor player on the window or up at the ledge trying to figure out what's going on. Yet all this work and ruckus is coming to naught. The cycle that is emotion and it is going to change. Your dynamic is not going to change no matter what curveball life throws you. The dynamic is here. And even if this person changed and grew up, the dynamic is set. The cycle of the dynamic is set. Change is important for both of you, but it's not in a way where you guys are going to say, I think, through thick and thin of everything. Change is always part of life, but the change that's happening here is more and more heartache. As change comes in heavier and heavier, there's more heartache, which I am sorry. That is what I've got for you. Good luck with this relationship. Trust your gut above all else. Like, not what you hope and dream for, not what you aspire for, but listen to your higher self, your higher guides, your angel squad, whatever you want to call that. You tune into you and not what you hope, and not through rose-colored glasses, but what is actually factually good for you. If this were for somebody else, like your friend or a child or somebody that you were trying to work with, would you tell them to maintain this kind of relationship where the investment feels so uneven and out of balance? Really give that a hard looking over at that question. Okay, that's what I've got for you, honey. Take care and good luck. I hope it's helpful. Bye-bye.